Hey guys, today I'm filming my spring makeup must-haves for 2021 and I am a very basic bee and I love a good old pastel in the spring. And if you watch previous years of these videos, I have some similar products and then things have changed as well. I do still love pastels, but I will mix them with neutrals to get like a more wearable, cohesive look for me. And in these videos, I will be talking about eyes, cheeks, lips, and nails. I will be mentioning some things that were limited edition or discontinued. That's not to rub it in your face. It's to let you know what things I will truly be using this season. And I am hoping to remind you to pull these things out of your collection if you have them. This is a very product heavy video, so I will have tons of things listed in the description box. And we will just get started with some eye products. So I've got some single shadows and some palettes. So my first few singles are the Tarte Chrome Paint Shadow Pots, which I love so much. These are very expensive shadows, but they're so fantastic. So I have a brighter shade and then I have two more neutral shades that I loved wearing on a day-to-day basis. They're super work appropriate for me. And then I'll show you the transition crease color that I paired with them. This is Paradise Found, which is a peachy champagne. Then we have Frose, which is really similar to NARS Orgasm, except it has a little bit more champagne, a little less gold, so it's a bit brighter. And for my crease and transition color, I actually use these a ton in spring. I do pair these with a lot of other bright shades on the lid. And these are two colors from Anastasia. This is Birkin, this is Bengal. I use this as my transition color, this is my crease color. And these are just really nice warm tone shadows without being too orangey. I am wearing them today. I absolutely love these. Phenomenal formula, great shades that I think work well like all year round with tons of other lid colors, but I reach for them a ton in the spring. And the other Tarte Chrome pot I have is Unleashed, which is this really pretty orchid purple color. I have not worn this one yet, so I'm very excited to try out this color. Like I said, I already know I love that formula. Next is what I'm wearing on my lids today. This was a limited edition Ideal Duo from Dose of Colors, which has a very sticky cream shadow on the top and then you get a loose pigment on the bottom. And this is such a beautiful rose gold color. And again, when I'm wanting to go for a more neutral eye look, I really love wearing this, and then I can pair it with more pastel cheeks and lips. Performs really, really well. These are a little bit pricey, but right now they're on sale on the Dose of Colors website for like a third of the price, which is fantastic. So I really do like this formula and I love this shade. So pretty. Next I have two ColourPop Super Shock shadows that were from limited edition collections, but I did just get a coupon code for free shipping on any order in the US. So I finally purchased a Super Shock shadow that's been on my wish list for a while but has gone in and out of stock. The shade Meant for You. I will put up a little picture on the screen. I cannot wait to get that in. That one is going to be so perfect for spring, and it's something currently available. These are not. They came out actually a long time ago, but they still work and I love them. This first one is Flowershop. It's a pearlized finish. And I have Belladonna Lily, which is a matte finish. And I do tend to wear both of those Anastasia eyeshadows with one of these on the lid. And then I have my custom Z palette. I like to make one for every single season with some of my single shadows. So I am going to have all of the colors listed by row in the description box. So up here are all of the Devinah Xploders. Then here I've got some more purpley shades except this one, and then I've got some more pinky peachy shades, and then these are more peaches here. So I've got Devinah, Looxi, Makeup Geek, ColourPop. All of these little minis down here are ColourPop, and this one is MAC. And then I have my palettes. Some of these I think are like very pastel, very spring. Others have more neutrals mixed in. And then some of these I think are gonna be really nice for a spring to summer transition palette. So ColourPop has a ton of monochromatic pastel palettes. I don't own any of them, but I know they have a mint, a lilac, peach. I think all of those would be absolutely beautiful, but I haven't tried them. So for the palettes that I have, this first one is brand new to me. I haven't even hauled it yet. I haven't tried it, but I will be using it this season. I hope I like it because most people didn't, and I still bought it because I'm crazy. This is the Huda Beauty Pastel Mint palette. So you have a couple of neutrals in here and then just some beautiful, beautiful pastel mints. So I'm just gonna hope for the best here. Next, I have this little 6-pan from Zoeva. This is their Precious palette. And this one is not the most springy shade to me, but I think really the rest of them are. I know this one is a little bit more cool tone, but it's actually a really nice crease color with some of these other shades. This palette performs so well. I've tried some other Zoeva palettes I didn't really enjoy, but this one has a great performance and these shades are very, very pretty and a little bit different for me for spring. But then I have one of my favorite palettes of all time. This is the ColourPop Sweet Talk palette. You can buy this one from Ulta now. I love the matte peachy shades they have in here. They have such a interesting undertone. Love all the shimmers. Pressed glitters aren't my favorite, but everything else in here I think performs super well, and I am able to create a couple of different looks out of here that I'm in love with. Then I have this limited edition ColourPop palette. This is She's Got Solstice. It is similar to Sweet Talk, except it's a little bit more muted, a little more neutral tone. This is one I think would be a great spring to summer transition palette. And I would say the same about this ColourPop Coral palette. I think these two shades here, great for spring. This one's really fun as well. And then these are a little bit deeper, something more that I would wear in the summer. So this is probably something I'm gonna save to wear until May, but of course you can wear them whenever you like. But this palette does perform very well. And I did hear that this is gonna be in a couple variations of one of the BoxyCharm boxes for April. And my last palette is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. You've got 2 rows of neutrals here, but then you have this row with some more pastel and bright shades, which are just so beautiful. I definitely want to play with these a little bit more. From what I have used, they do perform really well, and I think combining these with some of these neutrals to get a more everyday look, but very excited to use this. I do have 2 pencil liner favorites as well. These are some of the ColourPop Creme Gel liners, which is my favorite liner formula of all time, even though I know not everybody likes it. You just have to use it a certain way. And the 2 shades I have would be Zulu, which is a mint, and Prance, which is a periwinkle blue. ColourPop has discontinued these, brought these back, and currently they're not available, but they do have several other different pastel liners. And even though I have not tried those, based on my experience with these pastel shades, I would recommend them. I think that these do actually show up very opaque. I don't have to sit there and run back and forth a million times. They're not too white based. They do show up true to color. I love these so much. So definitely recommend these if they come back in stock. And I would also, based on my experience with these, recommend the other pastel liners that are currently available on the ColourPop website. Next, moving on to cheek products. As you guys know, because I have so many bronzers, contours, and highlights in my collection, I try to designate specific ones for each season to make sure I'm getting use out of all of them. And my go-to spring bronzer is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the bronzer shade. You can tell I've used up a ton of mine. I do have a backup of this. I just think this is a really nice tone. And then another bronzer I think would be so nice is the Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer. I think this is more of a neutral tone. It has a bit of a subtle luminous glow to it, which is very pretty. And to contour, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. For highlight, I have a few new things that I'm trying out for the spring, but I just decided to include the highlights that I have used for a while and really love for springtime. First are 2 Becca products. Again, very sad that Becca is going out of business. The Becca highlights and the Becca primers are going to be half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, so definitely pick one up if you're interested in them. I like the Becca highlight formula, but it's not my most favorite. I do prefer Ofra, but I do think that these are really, really nice. So the 2 shades I have would be Moonstone, which is a lighter champagne-y shade. I'm not wearing it today, but I did wear this a couple other days this week and it was really brightening on my cheek. It was so beautiful. Because this is similar to my skin tone, I'm able to bring it in a little bit closer to my nose and it didn't look too crazy. I actually enjoyed it a lot more this week than I have previously, because again, I just felt it was too similar to my skin tone, but very pretty and smooth. Then you have this color Lilac Geode, which to me is much more of like a golden pinky color than more of a purple tone. Really different for me, very pretty, and it does still work on my skin tone. And I wanted to show it to you next to another favorite highlight of mine, which is Benefit Tickle. Ofra and Benefit have my favorite formulas. I just wish Benefit came out with more shades. So here are these two colors side by side. They are very similar. Becca is a little bit more pinky and the Benefit is a little lighter. So both of these work for my skin tone, but I do like Tickle a little bit more if I had to choose one, but both have really nice formulas. Next, I have some blushes. I have one Creme that is a standout favorite. This is one of the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blushes. I have all four of them. This is my favorite formula because it is that cream to powder finish. And my spring shade is Pink Sky, which is the pink color. This is a little bit more of a warm pink instead of a cool pink, which is definitely my preference. And then basically the rest of my blushes are peach. For a couple years, I was holding on to pink blushes for variety's sake, but I was making myself use them and I always felt like, or most of the time for the look, I felt like I could wear a peach blush instead. So we have a bunch of different variations of peach here. And I'm not gonna try to describe the differences, I'm just gonna show you all the colors. Hourglass Dim Infusion, The Balm Frat Boy, Becca Flowerchild, Lorac Spectra, Tarte Captivating, Cover FX Soft Peach, Cover FX Pink Dahlia. And I really am trying to get some more use out of my face palettes this year as well. So there are a couple different ones that I will be testing for spring, but these two shades or these two palettes I think will be perfect. And this first one I've been wearing this month and absolutely loving it. This is the Jouer Champagne and Macaroons Sweet Cheeks palette, which is the lighter version of the two. So you have a highlight, two blushes, and a bronzer. The peach is Romance Me and the pink is Delight Me. I actually really love this pink blush. I've worn it a couple times. It's very beautiful. I'm wearing the peachy color and the highlight today. Love this palette. Such great quality and such beautiful shades. And then I have the Too Faced Sugar Peach Face and Eye Palette. I think this would be really beautiful for summer as well, but I'm gonna be testing it out this spring. So you have one highlight and then three blushes. And this one is a matte. Those are two shimmer finishes. Now moving on to lip products, there are other things that I will be testing and using for spring, but these are the formulas and colors that I felt were most essential for this video. So first is a Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick. I know that these are no longer around. Bite has new lipsticks. This is the color Meringue. I'm not sure if this one is in their new line. And right here is the swatch of Meringue. Next, I have a MAC Love Me lipstick in Très Blasé, which is a PG neutral. And that would be that second swatch. And then I have a MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in Reverence, and this is a neutral leaning blue tone pink. And this is a nice comfortable matte formula. It is a little sheer, so I do apply a couple layers to build it up, or I will do just one layer for more of a blotted effect. And right here is that lipstick. Then I have three Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. This is my favorite formula. They have so many beautiful shades. I would love for them to continue to release more shades, and all the ones I have are in the old packaging here. So the colors I have would be Bear With Me, which is a peach. Lazy Daisy is a neutral pink. And then we have Rosebud, which is a light, more blue tone purpley pink. And right here are those three swatched. Then I have 5 glosses, 4 from Buxom and 1 from ColourPop. So the Buxom glosses are all from their Full On Plumping Lip Cream line. I do prefer the creams over the glosses, and these are going to be in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty as well, so definitely check them out if you're interested. So I'm just going to hold up all of the colors and then I will show you the swatches. So I have a mini of this really light, more blue pink and pink champagne. Then I have this light neutral peach in Bellini, this bright, more peachy coral in creamsicle, and then this really bright pinky purple color in Frose, which was limited edition, but I did find that one at TJ Maxx a couple months ago. And there are those four swatched. And the last gloss is what I'm wearing today. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Easy Bake. It came out with the Strawberry Shake collection. I'm not sure if this is still available either. You guys know ColourPop gets rid of products so quickly, but as you can see here, this is a bit more of a neutral peach color. It's not white based or very pastel, so I do feel like this goes well with more pastel makeup looks, and I really love the Ultra Glossy Lip formula. And lastly, we have nail polish. So I've got some peachy shades, minty greens, blues, and purples. So starting with my two more peach colors, some of these are unavailable as well, aka all the KL polish ones. I just love them so much, I'm gonna be using them. So this first color is Miss Honey, and this is my favorite springtime nude because this does have more of a peachy base to it. It is so beautiful. It looks so clean on the nails. I love that color. And then more of like a bright, fun shade here is Essie Stones and Roses, which is a nice pink tone peach. Then for greens, I have a mint color, then I have more of a green, and I have a ton of mints in my collection, but I really love this one. It's what I'm wearing today. This is Essie's Blossom Dandy. It's a really beautiful greeny mint, but it has a little bit of blue in there as well. And then I have like a brighter Easter grass green is what it makes me think of for some reason. This is the color Budding from 90 Lacquer. It's a beautiful holographic shade. Then I have these two blue creams, OPI I Believe in Manicures, which is a beautiful baby blue. And then we have KL Polish St. Clair, which is a very pretty periwinkle. This one's very similar to Essie Bikini Sotini, except it's a much better formula. Then I have these two more fun blues. They're both from 90 Lacquer. This one is Robin's Egg, which looks just like a Robin's Egg candy. And then you have Let It Rain, which is a really pretty hollow. Then I have four purples. I wanted to show you these first two side by side. They're so similar. You definitely do not need both. So this was KL Polish Charmed. That's no longer available, but Kathleen did create a very similar shade in her new Lights Lacquer brand. And this is the color Nebula from the Xenon collection. You can see that this one's a little bit darker and it has a little bit more glittery pieces in it. And this one is just like more reflective and foiled, but you don't need them both. And then for my other two purples, this is 90 Lacquer June 2016. Again, a really beautiful hollow purple. And then you have OPI You're Such a Budapest, which is a very pretty purple periwinkle, not a blue, but a purple periwinkle. So guys, those were my spring makeup must-haves, all the things that I recommend and will be using this springtime. Again, there are other products that I will be testing, and there are some things in here that I haven't used before, which I did mention, but I will be testing a lot of other things I did not mention in this video, and we'll see if I like them enough to add them to my video for next year. But I would love to know if you're a basic bee like me and you wear pastel shades, or if there are other kind of colors and formulas that you tend to reach for in the springtime. I would love to know your favorite products in the comments down below, and I would also love to know your thoughts on the products that I mentioned here today. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.